Welcome to Anara, healing space for you. Today's teaching is about one of the most profound gifts of the Buddha, the Noble Eightfold Path. This path is not a doctrine to believe in, but a way of living practical, clear, and transformative. By walking this path step by step, we align our mind, speech, and actions with truth and compassion. In this video, we will explore 10 Buddhist ways to live the Noble Eightfold Path in daily life, so you can cultivate wisdom, inner freedom, and deep peace. Let us begin this journey together. 1. Right view, seeing reality as it truly is. Right view is the foundation of the Noble Eightfold Path. The Buddha taught that to be free from suffering, one must see clearly the three marks of existence: impermanence, suffering, and non-self. Without this vision, we fall into illusions, attachments, and endless desires. Right view is not just intellectual understanding. It is direct experience in daily life. When we see impermanence, we learn to cherish every moment. When we see suffering, we understand its cause, greed, anger, and ignorance, and we begin to cultivate compassion. When we see non-self, we loosen our grip on the ego and live with greater freedom. A person with right view does not judge life through dualities of right-wrong, gain-loss, but receives reality with clarity. Practicing right view each day is like lighting a lamp in the dark, guiding us out of ignorance toward peace and liberation. 2. Right intention, nurturing wholesome thoughts. Right intention is about cultivating wholesome, compassionate, and uplifting thoughts. The Buddha taught that the mind is the root of all actions. Every thought carries energy. It shapes words, directs actions, and creates karma. When we indulge in thoughts of greed, selfishness, or violence, they will eventually manifest in harmful ways, bringing suffering to ourselves and others. But when we plant seeds of compassion, forgiveness, and letting go, we create a stream of healing energy that nourishes peace. Right intention has three aspects: renouncing unwholesome desires, nurturing harmlessness, and cultivating loving kindness toward all beings. Like a patient gardener, we must remove weeds of negativity and nurture the seeds of virtue every day. With time, our inner garden flourishes, and our hearts radiate lightness and clarity. Right intention transforms the way we see life, making courage and kindness our natural companions. 3. Right speech, words that nurture peace. Right speech means using words to bring trust, harmony, and healing. The Buddha pointed out 4 kinds of harmful speech to avoid: false speech, divisive speech, harsh speech, and idle chatter. Instead, we are encouraged to speak truthfully, to promote reconciliation, to use gentle and loving words, and to speak meaningfully. A kind word can dissolve anger. A sincere word can rebuild trust. Right speech also includes deep listening. When we listen with presence and compassion, we help others release their burdens without judgment or interruption. Practicing right speech each day is like turning words into streams of fresh water, nourishing relationships and restoring peace. With right speech, our families grow stronger, our communities more united, and our hearts more serene. 4. Right action, living with integrity. Right action is the practice of living in harmony with moral principles, protecting life, respecting others, and acting with compassion. The Buddha taught us to avoid harming living beings, to refrain from stealing, and to live responsibly in matters of sexuality. Right action is not about rigid rules, but about awareness of the impact of our choices. Every small action, whether helping a stranger, feeding an animal, or supporting someone in need, plants seeds of kindness in the world. Right action invites us to pause before we act, asking, will this bring harm or healing? By choosing healing, we live in alignment with truth. Our daily deeds become offerings of compassion, and our presence itself becomes a blessing to others. 5. Right livelihood, earning with compassion. Right livelihood is about earning a living without causing harm to others or the earth. The Buddha encouraged us to avoid professions that exploit life, such as dealing in weapons or harmful practices. Instead, he guided us to choose work that contributes to peace and well-being. Right livelihood means balancing our need for survival with the responsibility of compassion. When our work reflects honesty, service, and integrity, it no longer feels like a burden. It becomes part of the path. Whether teaching, farming, creating, or caring for others, any livelihood can be noble if it is rooted in mindfulness and kindness. To live by right livelihood is to transform work into spiritual practice, where every effort sustains both body and soul. 6. Right effort, the energy of transformation. Right effort is the constant practice of guiding our energy toward what is wholesome. The Buddha taught that we must abandon unwholesome states, prevent new ones from arising, cultivate wholesome qualities, and sustain them with diligence. Right effort is not about pushing ourselves harshly, but about cultivating balance. Both laziness and restlessness. Imagine tending a fire. Too much wood smothers it, too little makes it die out. In the same way, right effort teaches us moderation, perseverance, and joyful discipline. Each time we replace anger with compassion or distraction with mindfulness, we are strengthening the muscles of awakening. With steady effort, transformation happens naturally, and the heart shines brighter each day. 7. Right mindfulness, awakening to the present. Right mindfulness is the art of being fully present with body, feelings, mind, and reality. The Buddha emphasized that mindfulness is the path to liberation. For without awareness, we live like travelers lost in the dark. Practicing mindfulness means observing without judgment, whether breathing, walking, eating, or working. Each moment becomes sacred when we live with attention. Mindfulness allows us to catch anger before it becomes violence, to notice sadness before it becomes despair, and to savor joy before it passes away unnoticed. Right mindfulness grounds us in the here and now, where life truly unfolds. In this presence, peace grows naturally, and our hearts rediscover freedom. 8. Right concentration, the power of focus. Right concentration is the practice of gathering the scattered mind and directing it toward clarity. The Buddha taught meditation as the doorway to concentration. Through steady focus, The mind becomes calm, like a still lake reflecting the sky. Concentration does not mean narrowing life into rigidity. It means cultivating the ability to remain steady amid distractions. In deep concentration, we experience inner joy, spaciousness, and insight into the true nature of life. This clarity empowers us to act wisely, free from confusion. Just as sunlight becomes powerful when focused through a lens, the mind becomes transformative when focused through concentration. It is the foundation for wisdom, compassion, and liberation. 9. The union of wisdom and compassion. As we practice the Eightfold Path, we realize that wisdom and compassion are not separate. They are two wings of the same bird. Wisdom without compassion can become cold and rigid, while compassion without wisdom may lose direction. The Buddha's path guides us to balance both, to see clearly while loving deeply. Each step we take with understanding and kindness is a step closer to liberation. This union helps us face suffering without fear and embrace joy without attachment. It makes our spiritual journey complete, grounded, and radiant. 10. Walking the path with courage and faith. The Eightfold Path is not a quick escape, but a lifelong journey. To walk it requires courage to confront our habits, to let go of attachments, and to choose peace even when the world pushes us toward greed or anger. It also requires faith, not blind belief, but trust in the teachings and in our own capacity to awaken. Imagine walking a mountain trail. Sometimes the path is steep, sometimes it is smooth, but every step brings us closer to the summit. The Eightfold Path is this journey. Each day we return to it. Each day we walk a little further. And in walking, we discover that liberation is not a distant destination, it is here, unfolding with each mindful step. Dear friends, the Buddhist Noble Eightfold Path is not just philosophy. It is a practical map for life. With right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, we create lives of clarity, kindness, and freedom. May these teachings remind you that awakening is not far away, it begins with the next breath, the next choice, the next step. Let us walk the path together, with compassion in our hearts and wisdom lighting our way. Namaste.